Hello, this is Harlan. Many people ask me about my background. They've said many things about me, so I'd like to show you my life. Now, here's my daddy with my two sisters, and that's my uncle behind him and my aunt. His name was Goebel Garland Hay. Now, here's my birth certificate. See my name? Mama named me Goebel Roger Hay, but Daddy named me Harlan Hoy Hay. So my sisters call me Roger, but Daddy called me Harlan. Now, this is Daddy with Juanette, my oldest sister. He's a coal miner, and he was raised in the Appalachian Mountains. Here's his grave. He died in 1940. I was only about 3 years old. So this is my life, and here I am. That's me when I was about 3 or 4 years old. You see the creek behind me? This is the Appalachian Mountains, and it's about 1940. Here's my dog. I had 9 dogs. They loved me. They loved to go hunting. I was a country boy. I'd go hunting and fishing, and I plowed out the fields. Here's my old gray mare. Me and her's big buddies. I'd plow. I was about 12, 13 years old there, and I'd plow the old gray mare on the farm. Now, I was in the Navy here. This is a friend of mine. We was on board ship together. I was on a minesweeper in Little Creek, Virginia. Now, here's my honorable discharge I got from the United States Army. I went in 1954. I was in the standby for 2 years. Now, here's the U.S. Navy. I was in 4 years. I was a gunner's mate, 3rd class. And I had an honorable discharge, 2 honorable discharges. Now, right after I got out of the Navy, I got touched by Jesus. And you'll find me in an old tent meeting for 51 years. I've never even had a parking ticket or a driver's ticket. Here I am in the 70s, and I was preaching. The Bible's an idol. I got it in 1970. So you can see my life. I'd always be around where there's tents. I was an old farm boy. I got my high school diplomas and things when I was in the Army. I was a foreman on Aspen Tree Company right here. I was in Memphis, and I worked there. It's in the 70s. Now, I'd been fishing. I loved to fish. I was a country boy, and I'd go fishing. And here I am putting my hook on, or my lure. And here I am. I'm preaching I think I was in Texas there. So I'd always be around a tent or something. So people said a lot of things about me, but this is my life. This is old Concho. I owned a place north of Houston, and I had a little land there, and I had me a horse. This is Concho. I'd ride him. This is my tent. I'd always have me an old tent. Nobody come much because I preach the Bible as an idol. But I want to show you my life. Here's my little ministry. I'd haul my tent in that with my truck, and I'd put up all around the town I lived in. People would come out, but I couldn't get them to believe the Bible's an idol. And that's the name of my outfit, Miracle Life Revivals. I'd be preaching, putting up tents. That's what I'd done for 50 years. Now, here I am. I'm at a missionary school here. We was learning Spanish. They didn't like me in America. I said, well, I'll go to South America. And there's some people there. And here I am always going out to a church. I'd pick a guitar most of my life and used to sing on the radio and different things. And I was a preacher that told everybody the Bible was an idol. I didn't have very many friends. They put me in jail for preaching the Bible. No, I never was in jail for no kind of misdemeanors or nothing. Here's me in Punkin. We're in Mexico down there. And we lived down there for several years, 3 or 4 years. Now, here's the church we went to a lot of time, Palabra de Vida. That's the Word of Life, they call it. And we'd go there and work with churches down there and try to tell people. I rode motorcycles some when I was younger. Punkin won't let me ride one now. I'm too old. But I'm 78 now. This is when I was younger. She and I was been together 38 years, me and Punkin have. So been preaching together. She was called to help with this message. Here I think I was in Jamaica somewhere, down in South America. I was in Brazil and different places, but this is a man I was talking to. Now, it was missionaries. This is a missionary's baby. They wanted to take our picture with the baby. You know, they like for you to bless their babies. Now, here's where Jesus told me that I wasn't free. As I walked in this graveyard, this is a Mexican graveyard. See, Punkin's looking at a casket just laying out there. Here she is. When they build a house down there, they build a place to wash clothes. Out behind it, like old washboards the countrymen used to have. They have many washing machines. Here's an old friend of mine. We was on the frontier here, and I'd go out and talk with him. He told me a lot of things about it. Now, here's a place that was intriguing to me. If you've never been there, it's called Mesa Verde. That's the green table, they call it. It's a massive place. You can't see it in one day. See where the Indian people lived down there in them caves? They had little houses down in them caves. You can't. That's the biggest place I've been. It's an amazing place. Now, the reason I took so many pictures of this is where Jesus showed. You'll notice it's 2008. This is where Jesus showed me the Bible's the mark of the beast. See how vast it is? Them mountains in Colorado, they're real high. I came back to Colorado. I'd been there back in the 60s. Now here I am at one of them places where they live. They didn't pay no Social Security, income tax, or nothing. And it was amazing there. So I was just a country boy that God raised up. I was praying out there. I didn't know Punkin was taking my picture. I'm on top of a mountain out there. And I was praying. This is when he told me the Bible is the mark of the beast. And this, I was having a Holy Ghost revival at the chapel on the hill. I'd been there a long time. I'd known them people for 40 years. This is the chapel up there that I preached in, had a revival. Wasn't many people come. Some of the Indian people come. They like to hear me preach. And I'm out there praying. I'd got this new message. The Bible's marked that God chose me to stand up against this idol. I was the first one that ever stood up against the Bible. This is Paul Hammond, preacher I met back in the 60s. I seen him again in 2008 when I was up here. It's strange we met again. Now here's the chapel in their advertisement. So that was my life. You're seeing my life. So all these people that said things about me, you can see my birth certificate. I was a veteran for 8 years. Here's Ms. Wooten, Sister Wooten. She's 94 years old then. And she'd known me for all them many years. And I went back. Here's me and Punkin. There's the man, Mr. Brother Wooten, that run it. He had a missionary there for the Indian people. And we helped them out. Now here's where I preached the foundation teachings. God wrote it in my heart under a tree in Georgia. So you see my life. I just had a plain, simple country life. You see, I'm getting older there now. My hair's turning gray, and I'm 78 years old. So there's nothing nobody said about me. Now here I got this, ain't it strange? I got this message on Route 666 there in Colorado. I got the Bible as the mark of the beast. I thought that was a strange coincidence.